Hello children, welcome back to the paper discussion. This is January 2022 monthly test paper. And hope all of you have gone through the part 1 of this paper discussion. So then I could discuss only 2 questions. We discuss, yes, question number 1, 2. And we want to start from question number 3 onwards. Without wasting time, so we'll start. So this is January 2022 monthly test, grade 6, part 1, question number 3. Right. Now you look at this question, children. You want to draw a number line and you want to show the workings on it and find the answer for these 2 sub questions. The very first question that you have, that whether we need to draw the 2 number lines or that whether we are going to do it on the same number line. Here that luckily the sub questions, they have started from -2. Therefore, you can do this with the same number line, but I think it's better to go with 2 number lines. You can show the workings and whatever the movements clearly, right? So we'll move to the first part, right? The first part that I will draw the number line like this, yeah. And this is -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, let's say -3. -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's say yes. From where you want to start? -2. That you start from here, right? -2. You mark it. And what happened? So then you have +3. When you have +3, you want to add 3. To which direction you want to move along the number line, children? So that it is +3. That means you want to move to the right side, right? If it is the positive value, then you want to move to the right side. How many steps you should go? 3 steps. So 1, 2, 3. Now you are here after the move. What will be the answer? Answer is +1. Right? So then we'll move to the second number line. Then again, you have the number line like this, right? So let's say that this is 0 and 1, 2, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Let's say -1, 2, -3, -4, and -5. Again, from where you want to start, children? From -2. And this time, what do you have? -2. Now tell me to which direction you want to move. You want to move to the left side now, right? How many steps you should go? 2 steps. So with the negative sign, I decided to move to the left side. And with 2, with the number 2, it tells me how many steps I should go. So it is 2, that 1, 2. So this should be my answer. Therefore, I can write that the -2, -2, the final answer is -4. Hope it is clear. Right? Okay. So then we will move to question number 4. In question number 4, so this is from your the algebra lesson, that the introduction to algebra. You had a topic, right? So in your textbook. So then question number 4, they have taken from this topic, algebra. Here, how do you find the given value? That you know, simply algebra means that we are dealing with the unknown things, that normally we use a letter from the English alphabet to identify this unknown thing, that may be X, Y, A, B, L, M, P, Q, anything, right? So then here they have given different letters, children. So then how we are going to find the value? That you want to find the value C. To find the value C, that you want to send that +3 to the other side. What will happen that when you are sending +3 to the other side, you know that you have learned this in the school. So it becomes -3. Always it takes the opposite sign, right? The inverse, we call. Then C is equal to 5 minus 3, it is 2. Then here, how do you find the value A? And 9, what happened to positive 5? That when you bring him to the other side, it becomes negative 4, right? Then the A value is equal to 9 minus 4, it is 5. Am I clear, children? So then here that what we need to do, that we keep the letter which we want to find the value and you send everything to the other side. Okay. Then here what happened? You have B in the right side. Here there are two ways to do this that I will explain the two methods. You can decide which method you are going to do. That here that B is in the right side, children. It is not familiar for me. Therefore, I bring that everything to this side. That B plus 6, that the whole thing you should bring, right? And 5 is here. That what I did, I just changed their side, right? That 5 was in the left side and I brought him to the right side. B plus 6, it was in the right side. Then I brought them to the left side. I just changed their side. Therefore, that we don't want to change the sign, right? They don't get confused with that. That is why that I thought whether I'm going to explain these two methods or not. But so see that this is easy. That B you keep here this side because that is the familiar side for us to have the algebraic letter. So then what happened? 5 minus 6. So then B is equal to negative 1. Right? Another way we can do this, you keep that B as it is in the right side. It doesn't matter. Instead, what you do, you bring that positive 6 to this side as negative 6. Then you have like this. So the answer is negative 1 is equal to B. But we don't tell it like that. Negative 1 is not equal to that. It is equal to B. That what is the familiar way and the correct way to express this? So the B is equal to negative 1. Therefore, you can just change their side or the location at that moment after solving. That the earlier method I explained that before solving, first you change their side or the location. So the same thing we can apply here also, Kute, that here 8 minus 8 equal to x. How that negative 8 came? That the positive 8 I brought to the left side. So then it becomes negative 8 minus 8, 0. 0 equal to x. So then x equal to 0. Right? And here that you keep y and 3 plus 2. Why? That negative 2. When you bring to the other side, it becomes positive 2. So then the y is equal to 5. Then here 2 plus 7 is equal to z. Negative 7 will become positive 7. Then 2 plus 7, it is 9. 9 is equal to z. So therefore, z is equal to 9. Hope it is clear for all of you. So go through the answers, check whether you have done all the steps. If not, take your pink color pen and write down the steps which you missed. That children, that when you're marking your papers and when you're watching this paper discussion with the video, why I am asking you to write or mark everything in pink, then later, just before the exam, if you are going through this, you know that if you have written something in pink, you know. So this is something which I have copied down after the teacher's discussion, right? So then you know that this is something which I couldn't do. This is something which I didn't know, right? Then you can pay your attention well and try to understand it just before the exam also, right? So we'll cross-check again the answers that the C is equal to 2. Right, so then the A is equal to 5 and B is equal to negative 1 and X is equal to 0 and Y is equal to 5 and Z is equal to 9. So these are the answers for question number 4. Then we'll move to question number 5. Again, this is related to directed numbers. Now, when you are going through this paper and any other monthly test past paper, you can understand that the lesson directed numbers, it is very important. Most of the time, they have taken questions from this chapter, children, because that is kind of a foundation that or else that the basic concept you should know when you are moving to the higher grades. Now, still you are in grade 6, and that we want to check that whether you have done or whether you have absorbed the basic fundamentals well. That is why they have given this topic again and again, right? Question number 5. That here, that the greater than or the less than. Now, you can see that when you draw this symbol, right? So, this is that we call that the crocodile mouth, right? It is open, this part. So always this crocodile mouth will be open to where? To the bigger value, right? When you compare -2 and 0, you just imagine the number line, children, that -2 is in the left side, right? -2 is in the left side, that when you compare it with 0. So which one will be bigger? 0 will be bigger, therefore you show it like this. And when you compare the -3 and +3, definitely it's obvious. We discussed that that you may be having that this knowledge that -3 and +3. Which one will be that bigger? +3 will be bigger, right? I will give you a few examples that if you have 2 and -2, which one will be bigger? That the +2 will be bigger. And 0 and 2, which one will be bigger? That the +2 will be bigger. 0 and -2, which one will be bigger? That 0 will be bigger, right? So then this is how that if you take that the same thing, that 1 and -1, which one will be bigger? 1. Then 1 and 2, the 2 is bigger. -1 and -2, in that case, -1 is bigger. Hope it is clear, all of you, that if you have, again, I'm telling, if you have any doubts related to any of these parts, you can comment on the video itself. So then I'll bring or I'll clarify all these doubts before the exam, so that you can comment on that, which question you can't understand. So then that is why I'm always mentioning that what is the topic you want to go through for each and every question. Then if you have any doubts, first you can go through your textbook and revise that topic. Okay, so then we'll move to question number 6. This is from the area lesson. You want to calculate the area of the square. So can you remember the formula you had to calculate the area of a square, children? It is, we call that the length into length. Why is that? That all the 4 sides are equal of that. This is a square, that all the 4 sides are equal. That you have learned the special kind of quadrilaterals. Can you remember? Square, rectangle, parallelogram, then trapezium, right? So then you know what are the special features they do have, right? Square, rectangle, parallelogram, trapezium, kite. So these special quadrilaterals, you should know what are the special features in each quadrilaterals. Out of these special quadrilaterals, this time they have given the square, and you want to find the area of the square. What is the formula? Length multiplied by length. So then when you multiply the length, so then here it is 20 centimeter multiplied by 20 centimeter. What will be the answer? 20 times 20, it is 400. And the unit should be centimeter square. Why is that? You multiply 2 centimeter values, right? The centimeter times centimeter, it becomes centimeter square, right? If this is 20 centimeter, definitely this side also should be 20 centimeter. The other side also should be 20 centimeter. All the 4 sides should be equal in length, right? So this is how you want to find the area of a square. Then we'll move to question number 7. Mention whether you use positive or negative numbers to describe a loss of 2 pounds. So which sign we are going to use that when we are losing something? Which sign, children? It should be negative, right? It should be the negative sign, right? So 5 steps forward. So that is something now, you are here, right? So then this is the point. You are here that the 5 steps forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then what it is, that is the positive, right? You should add positive, right? The earlier one negative because you are losing something. Okay. Then question number 8. So this is from your coordinate lesson, right? So then always I explain you that I will tell you the topic or the chapter they have taken this question. Why? That if you have any doubts or if you have that any difficulty to do this question, you can refer your textbook and revise the topic. This question number 8, the content, it is from the coordinate lesson. And you know that the coordinates, how do you explain that we do have 2 points? What are those? What are those points that the coordinates when you are explained? How do you do this? First you write the x value, then put the comma and you write the y value. How do you identify that the x value that you know the horizontal axis it is x and the vertical axis it is y, right? If you take that k, point k will see this point, right? You just see that when you look at that the x axis or the horizontal one, what is the x value you can see? It is -1. Therefore, you write -1. And what is the y value? It is 0. Right? Can you see that here? It is on 0. Right? Y 0. So then point L will take. So point L, this one. What is the x value? It is 0. X value is 0. What is the y value? It is -2. Right? So then the point M will see what happened. You can see here. This is the x value is 1. And what is the y value? It is 2. Okay. Always you want to find the x value. How do you find the x value or the x coordinate? So then you go to that particular point and you just see that what is the value related to this particular point with the x-axis. So then you write it. Then put the comma. Then again you go to the point that whatever the point they are talking that KLM here. And then check what is the related y-axis value. That is how you write the coordinates of a point, right? So then we will move to question number 9. This is from your geometry lesson. That's half of this lesson or part of this lesson you may have done for your October monthly test also. So then after that we had the continuation of the geometry lesson. So the question number 9, it is from the geometry angles, right? So then can you see that they have given x and x? So what is 2x? So then you can write x plus x plus 90. From where I got this 90? If they have marked the small box like this, so this is we call the right angle, right? This is we call the right angle. What is the value of the right angle, children? That is 90 degrees. When you add everything together, it should be 180. What is the reason? Can you remember the very basic the geometry theory? Angles on a straight line. What? Angles on a straight line. Right? Angles on a straight line add up to 180. What are the 3 angles you can find on this straight line? X, X and 90. So then when you add them together, X and X, it becomes 2X, right? So then 2X plus 90 will be equal to 180 degrees. So then 2X will be equal to 180 minus 90 degree. The answer is 90 degrees. Then you want to find the value of x. How do you do that? 2x is equal to 90 degrees. 2x means, children, that 2 times x equal to 90 degrees. Then how do you find x? You bring that multiplication 2 to the other side. Now it becomes division. The answer will be 45 degrees. Right? First of all, you know that if they have given that the small box, what is the value? What kind of angle is it? It is a right angle, and the value of that right angle is 90 degrees. So then you should know that the angles on a straight line add up to 180. Therefore, when you add x and 90, that those angles will add up to 180. X and x, it is 2x. 2x plus 90, 180. Then 2x you keep along, then send that positive 90 to the other side, it becomes negative 90. 180 minus 90, the answer will be 90. With this equation, you want to find the value of x. 2x is equal to 90. What do you mean by 2x, children? 2 times x, right? So then you want to keep x along and you want to send that 2 to the other side. That multiplication 2 becomes division. 90 divided by 2, 45, right? And you want the next one, look at question number C. Question number, that Roman number 2, that angle C, straight away I can write it is equal to 67. How? Can you remember there was a theory called that the vertically opposite angles, right? So what's the theory here? That the vertically opposite angles, right? So they are equal. How do you identify that the two lines cross each other and that angles which are opposite like this, right? Can you see? So these vertically opposite angle we call, they are equal, right? So then the next one, you can see C and D will be equal to 180. Why is that? Can you see they are on the same straight line, angles on a straight line. Angles on a straight line add up to 180. Normally, we don't write inside the bracket angles on a straight line add up to 180. You don't need to write that the latter part because already you have shown when you add those two angles, then it is equal to 180. That whatever the add up to 180 part you have written with the formula, right? That the C value you know 67 degrees plus D equal to 180 degrees. So then D is equal to 180 minus 67, right? So then you can find the answer 180 minus 67, it is 113, right? 113 degrees. Children, here I want to mention you a very important thing. When you are doing the sums, that sometimes you think, we don't want to mention that the degree value when we are doing the steps. Only for the final answer, if I keep it as 90 degrees or 45 degrees, 130 degrees at the end, that is more than enough. That when I'm doing the steps, no need to use the degree value. No, that is wrong, children, right? That you just see that how teacher did these questions, right? That how many minutes or how many seconds she took for these, right? So then when we are doing the sums and when we are doing the steps, children, it is very, very important. Whatever the units, for an example, can you remember that the area one, I didn't write that 20 times 20. Instead, I wrote 20 centimeter times 20 centimeters. Always we want to do our workings with the units. Then only I got to know that if it is that 20 times 20, it is 400, right? So then what will be the units? Centimeter times centimeter, it is centimeter square, right? Likewise here, that for each and every degree value, wherever it is, you want to use the degree sign, right? Okay. So then question number 10, write the next 3 numbers of the sequence. So you want to understand what has happened. Now it has increased that -4 to -1, right? How do you get it? That -4 and you want to add something, right? So you want to add +3. How do you get this, children? Then here that if you take -1 and 2 also, that you can understand it is what? Again +3, right? So then you want to do the same thing here, +3. Therefore, what will be the answer? 5. Then again you want to do the same thing, +3. This will become 8. So then again you want to add 3. That becomes 11. Okay. So this is how you want to get the answer. But I will explain you that how you want to find the gap, right? So the gap, if you mark that this is the first term and the second term and the third term, how do you find? First you deduct 1 from 1 from 2. So that means -1 deduct -4. This is how you want to find the gap in between the terms of a sequence. Terms in the sense the numbers you can see in the sequence. What is the second term, children? It is -1. What is the first term? It is -4. And you want to deduct the first term value from second term value. Second term value is -1. From that you deduct -4. Deduct -4. Then what happened? So then the negative and negative, it becomes positive. Then you have -1 and positive 3. Right? Sorry, positive 4. Sorry, it's a mistake. It should be positive 4. Then what will be the answer? -1, positive 4. When you have the different signs, it is positive 3. That is how I found the gap. Another way, that what I do, that I deduct 2 from 3. Why is that? So always that you want to do that 2 minus 1, or else you can take 3 minus 2, that you should get the same answer. How do you do that? The value of 3 is 2, deduct -1. This negative and negative will become positive. So then you can write 2 plus 1, that you get the same answer, +3. Right? This is how you can find the gap. Otherwise, that using the finger so that you can do it in mind. The different students, they may use the different ways, but what I can suggest you can mark the terms that like 1, 2, 3. Then first you get the gaps between the first term and the second term. How do you find it? The second term value, first term value will be deducted by the second term value, or else second term value will be deducted from third term value. So then you can get the same answer here, positive 3 and positive 3, that is the gap. Therefore, that as this is a sequence, that you can see that the same gap. So then 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 3, 11. Okay, children, so that we have another 11. Yeah, that will do the 11th one also. Then the next video, it is for the part 2, right? So then I will discuss the question number 11 also. If you put 4 books in each bag, how many bags you need to put 87 books, right? So then what happened? That you have 87 books, right? Try to understand this. You have 87 books, right? So then let's say that on your table, you have 87 books and that you are going to contribute for any that the donation campaign, something like that. And you are going to arrange the bags. And they have instructed you to put only 4 books for each bag, right? So then 87 books are there on the table and you take 4 books and keep them in one bag. Close that bag and keep it aside. Again, you take 4 books and put them into another bag and close the bag and keep it aside. And again, you take 4 books from the table and you keep it put it in another bag and close it, right? That you do it like this. How many bags you can have? How do you find it, children? That 87 you divide by 4. What happened? 4 times 2, 8, 0. Then you bring 7 down, right here. So then for 7, how many 4s are there? 1. So then 3 books will be remaining on the table. When you fill it like this, take 4 books and put them into a bag. And another 4 books, another bag. Another 4 books, another bag. Likewise, you can fill or you can complete 21 bags, right? You can fill the 21 bags. So from where that I got that answer? This one. And how many how many books will be left? That the 3 will be left. 3 will be left. From where I got it? Each bag, it has 4 books in each bag. Where you can find that value? Here. Okay. How many books you had? 87. Can you see the connection between each value now? Yes. Right. So then we are done with part 1, right? So I don't do that the part 2 in this video because that it will be a longer one, and it is not easier for you to refer like that. Then I will bring the third video to discuss part 2. Now we are done with all the question in part 1. Okay, children. So then we'll meet again with the next video. That will be our third video for the paper discussion, January 2022 monthly test paper. And I'll meet again with the third video to discuss the part 2. Keep in touch and go through video 1 and 2 to mark all of your questions in part 1. Okay, children. So then we'll meet again. Till then, stay safe. Bye, everyone.